Hello everybody, welcome to another trophy review video where I kind of go over all the games and the trophies that I played and that I earned throughout the year. Well, if you're new to the channel, this is only my third year actively trophy hunting. I started in 2019 and I've been kind of doing these little end of the year reviews ever since. So let's just get into it. I usually start off by comparing last year to this current year that just ended. So I started 2021 with 118 platinum trophies and I ended it with 156. That's definitely my lowest year for platinum trophies since starting, but I'm still very proud of what I've accomplished this year and I'm really looking forward to 2022. In terms of completion, I went from 78.70 to almost 85. I tried to get to 85 by the end of the year, but I just got busy towards the end of the year and I started some grindy games towards the end of the year and I just couldn't reach it there. But I am ending 2021 at 84.64, which is pretty good in my book. I was always the person that was like, if I could get to 80, I would be really happy, and then 85 and over would be like a dream. So I totally think it's doable for me. So I'm happy either way. As long as I'm above 80%, I'm pretty happy with myself. I went from 2.43 trophies earned per day to 2.8 trophies earned per day. Not really big into those statistics, but I know some people are. I went from a whopping just under 2,000 views to just over 4,000 views. I don't know who's creeping my profile, but thank you. And my world rank is 26,289. My country rank is 1,171. Which is insane. Like, I'm almost top 1,000 in Canada. I don't think I could get there, but it would be cool just to be in the top 1,000 even for like an hour. So maybe I'll make that a goal for next year. Who knows? But without further ado, let's just dive into the trophy list. So I've got my PlayStation 5 up here, and I always start with the game that I started the year off with. So for me, that was Ghosts of Tsushima. There's platinum trophy. I don't have the 100% as of right now. Just when I played this game, I don't think I was ready to play such a large game. The game is gorgeous. I really loved the combat. I felt a little burnt out from the side quests towards the end, but I typically do feel that kind of burnout towards the end of open world games. I've come to the conclusion that I may not be the most enthusiastic person to play open world games. I like the idea of them, but there's usually just a lot of content that kind of feels like it gets repeated. So with this game, I just something didn't click for me. It's a great game. I'm not saying it's not, because I would be crazy to think that it's not a good game. I just wasn't in the mind space to enjoy it, so I'm saving all this DLC because I would like to clean this up because it is a first-party game. So I'm just kind of waiting to do this New Game Plus and to pick up this DLC when I feel like I'm possibly in the mood to go back and try to reconnect with this game again. But it's still a great game. Like, the combat was a lot of fun, I will say, and I did play it. It was the PS4 version, but I did play it on my PS5, and it just looked beautiful. So no complaints on that front. Moving forward, Maneater for the PS5. This was a PS Plus giveaway. It's a shark RPG. I know a lot of people have heard about it by now. I have the platinum. I don't have the 100%. The reason why I don't have the 100% is because I'm not willing to fork out too much money on this DLC. I just want to wait till it goes super cheap, if it even does. If it doesn't, there's no skin off my back, really. But I feel like if you go into this game with low expectations, you won't be disappointed. I actually had quite a lot of fun playing this because I went in it thinking that it wasn't going to be very good, and it wasn't the best. But I just feel like because my bar was so low, it was able to hop over that bar, and it ended up being an enjoyable experience. Do I want to play a Maneater 2? Not really. Do I want to do that DLC? Not really, but again, if it goes cheap enough, I would. And I do like the trophy icons here for this game. The park, 100%. There's no platinum for this game. It's just a quick little spooky game. If you're new to the channel, I don't do well with horror, so this scared the bejeebus out of me. I don't want to say a lot because I don't want to give it away, but you're in an amusement. You're playing as this woman. You're in an amusement park and you're looking for your lost son. That's all I'll say. It's only a couple hours long, so that kind of thing interests you if you're big into scary games, like atmospheric games. Then you should give this one a go. It's nothing spectacular, but it was interesting. The story definitely took an interesting turn. The Pathless, platinum trophy, 100%. There's no DLC for this game. This is a fantastic game. This is a game that outside of trophy hunting I would not have touched, and this is one of the reasons why I am thankful that I've gotten so interested in trophy hunting, because I'm able to kind of step out of my box of games that I would normally play and play things that I probably wouldn't take a second look at, and the Pathless is one of those games. It's a gorgeous game. I really loved the mechanics in it. I will admit that the first few hours of the game I was a little lost. These screenshots aren't very good. I was a little lost in terms of what the game wanted me to do. Once I realized what I was supposed to be doing, the game was just so much fun. I don't think fun's the right word, but it was a really enjoyable experience. The most interesting thing I found out about this game was the fact that it has arguably like two of the biggest voice actors in the game, Laura Bailey and Troy Baker, but there's like no voice acting. And there's just like a few noises, so I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, it's a really beautiful game. I wish I could find a really good like screenshot for you guys here, but I'm trying to find something that's not spoilery. But yeah, the like sliding, gliding kind of mechanic to go super fast was a lot of fun. The puzzles were really interesting. I highly recommend it. Overcooked, all you can eat, PS5 version. I did Overcooked, the first one, the 100% by myself. I had never played Overcooked 2. I was going to, and then I heard about the all you can eat bundle, and I just decided that I would play the Overcooked 2 maps within this game for the first time, so that there would kind of be, you know, most of it would be fresh content for me. And I had a blast. I do play these by myself. If you're like me and you play Overcooked by yourself, you will need at least 2 controllers to do Overcooked All You Can Eat, the Platinum, because there are a couple trophies that require 4 players, but you can split a single controller into 2 players, which is really nice. I don't know how people actually play like that. Like, it's not very efficient, but it's nice that you can do that for sure. But yeah, I had fun. It's an Overcooked game. It's got you know, the first one, the second one, and then additional maps. So if you're looking to kind of play all the DLC from the first one and all the maps from the worlds from the first and the second one, then this is definitely a good pickup for you. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So there's no platinum here. Probably wondering why. So one of my goals for 2021 was to, well, 2 of my goals really was to remove all E-ranks from my PSNprofiles.com profile, and also just to try to clean up my profile as much as possible. Like, this year was definitely the year of cleanup for me. So going back and playing games that wouldn't necessarily earn me a platinum trophy, but going back and earning the trophies that I could to kind of bring down my unearned trophy account and bring up my completion account. It was just something to kind of push towards. I'm usually not big into those kind of numbers, but it was just something to do. So in terms of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I only ever had the multiplayer done, and I think one Spaceland Zombie trophy. So I just went back and I played the campaign. I did all the campaign related trophies, and I'm pretty content with that. Like, I could find a group to do Spaceland Zombies with, but I found, again, this year really taught me to spend my time playing games that I enjoy, because boy, did I play a lot of games that I was not having fun playing. And I think that's one of the reasons why this year was the least, the year that I produced the least amount of platinum trophies. I was just spending a lot of time playing things that I genuinely was not having fun in. So, Control Ultimate Edition for PS5, the Platinum and the 100%. This was a PS Plus giveaway, and what a fantastic PS Plus giveaway. This game was definitely in my top 5 favorite games for 2021 that I played. I'm very fortunate that I went into this game blind, like I didn't know a lot about it. I don't know how I didn't get spoiled on a lot of things, but I didn't, and I'm very thankful for that. But it is a fantastic game. I don't want to get into what it's about. I think if you don't know anything about it, you should stay that way and just go into the game as blind as you possibly can. Also, if you can hear background noise, I do apologize. 3 dogs above my head playing. It's hard to find a time where it's quiet to record videos, so I apologize. But yeah, this game is fantastic. The only thing I didn't like about it was the Foundation DLC, which really isn't that long. And the only thing that I didn't like about the Foundation DLC was the map. For some reason, I found this area of the game very hard to navigate. I don't know why, because I look at the map and I understand that it's not that hard to navigate, but for some reason I was always getting lost. So it is what it is. But the Altered World Events DLC is really good. Yeah, I can't recommend Control enough. Like, I am pleasantly surprised by this game. Last day of June, 100%, no platinum trophy. This is just a small indie title. I guess this game is like one of those games that's considered a trophy game, but people basically just play it because it's easy trophies. And while I do have some of those on my list as a whole, I always pick them with intent, so I always pick them for specific reasons. I picked Last Day of June because I've heard such wonderful things about it in terms of it being really heartfelt and emotional, and it definitely was. The only issue I had with it was the art design. I think it was supposed to almost look like a painting of some sort. I'm not sure, but it always at times looked a little blurry or a little off, and it kind of gave me a headache when I played for too long. But other than that, it was a very emotional story, and I do recommend Last Day of June if you're interested in playing something like that. Lego Batman 3, this is an old platinum, but as you can see, I just went back and I cleaned up all of this DLC, so it's now at 100%. All this DLC didn't take very long. It was like an hour total to do all these. So if you have Lego Batman 3, wait till you can find kind of the season pass on sale and knock out these trophies if you want. It doesn't take very long. Little Nightmares 2. I haven't played the first one. I know that's a crime. But I was actually really intrigued by the second one, and I had heard that it was a prequel, so I kind of rationalized with myself that it was okay to play the second one before the first one. I do own the first one. I do own it. I bought it, and I do plan on playing it in 2022, so I will do that. But this game, again, one of those games that scared the crap out of me, but it was beautiful. Like, the art design is really intriguing and interesting, and the story was interesting as well. The world itself is just, I mean, you know if you've played Little Nightmares or if you've played Little Nightmares 2, but yeah, this is a game I definitely recommend, and it took me by surprise. Oh yeah, Little Nightmares 2. Next up is Maquette, PS5 version, Platinum Trophy, 100%. It doesn't have any DLC. This was another PS Plus giveaway. This is like a puzzle game where you can make things smaller or larger and then fit them into other objects and things like that. And it had a story. I think it was a story about divorce. To be perfectly honest, I stopped listening to the story about 5 minutes in, which is usually not like me. I'm very story oriented, but I couldn't be bothered. In terms of the mechanics, like the puzzles, I was actually, it was an interesting concept. I just don't think it was fully executed in a way that probably everyone enjoyed. But I did like the idea of making things smaller and bigger and like moving this piece over here and then it turns large and then I go into this piece and I go up the stairs and then I take out this piece and I make it small. And it was an interesting way to do puzzles that I feel like, well, I haven't played a game that has done something like that before, so I do give them kudos for that. Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop. This game, this is a platinum. This game is, there's not much to this game, to be honest. I purely bought it because I saw it super cheap in the shop, and when I watched the trailer for it, it was filled with potato and pop culture puns, and that was just something that I was in the mood for at the time, so I picked it up and I played it, and I got heavily addicted to it. Like, I think my first sitting, I played for like 5 hours straight. And I mean, if you go and you like look up the trailer for Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, you will see that there isn't a lot to this game. It's a very like mobile style game, like a Clash of Clans style situation where you're just forging like a bunch of different weapons for different heroes. People come into your weapon shop, they want a certain weapon, you forge it, you upgrade your shop equipment, and that's about it. There was no guide for this game that I could find online, but as long as you're doing every single thing you can possibly do before moving on to the next area, you should be okay. Like, I didn't have to play this game a second time around, so I just made sure I cleared everything before moving on to the next area. Lego Jurassic World Platinum Trophy. I am a person that does very much enjoy the Lego games. I just think they're laid back fun. They're kind of something I like to play either before I know I'm going to play a longer, grindier game, or after I've played a longer, grindier game. They're just like a palate cleanser is what I call them. It's like a nice bowl of ice cream after dinner, you know what I mean? So in terms of Lego Jurassic World, out of all the Lego games I've played, this is definitely probably my least favorite, which I hate to say because I love Jurassic Park. It's like one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, and still is. But this game, I definitely encountered the notorious Lego bugs that people always complain about, and I've been lucky prior to this not to experience anything like that, but I had a scare where I was at 98% game completion and something was not unlocking like it should have. And I was very worried for a couple minutes that I was going to have to replay the whole game. But luckily, it just sorted itself out. I don't know what happened, but I just kept restarting the game and somehow it corrected itself. And I was able to quickly finish the platinum because I was nervous after that. But I did encounter some bugs here and there in this game that I hadn't encountered in previous Lego games. Bioshock 2 Remastered. So, this is an old platinum, and I don't have the 100%, but as you can see, I started it. I did finish Minerva's Den, and I do have to do Protector Trials. Not looking forward to those. For some reason, something about the Protector Trials does not interest me. I think I've said this before, but hopefully I can finish this in 2022, because I would really like to have all my Bioshocks at 100%, because it's one of my favorite series. I'm just not keen on the concept of Protector Trials, but I'll get it done at some point. This year I started a lot of DLC this year, again, because it was part of like my cleanup goal, and then I'd get heavily distracted and move on to something else. Killzone Shadowfall Platinum, but no 100%. I'm not doing this DLC. This game nearly broke me. This is a game I spent a lot of hours on that I didn't really enjoy that much. I think I spent like 20 to 25 hours alone boosting the multiplayer with bots. I watched 2 seasons of a new show and I just binged it and played the multiplayer while I did it. I found this game incredibly boring and lackluster. I've never played a Killzone game before, so I don't know how the Killzone community feels about this game in particular, but nothing really stood out to me for this game. There were a couple of levels in the campaign that I found a little frustrating, but it's cleaned up. It was one of the first games that I launched when I got my PS4 back in the day, so I finally went back and cleaned it up, and I have a platinum for it now. Valiant Hearts, The Great War, 100% no platinum trophy for this game. Again, this is a very old PS Plus giveaway that I had started to play years ago when it was given out as a freebie, but then I stopped and I moved on to something else. So I went back and I cleaned it up, replayed the story again because I didn't have the save file from back in the day. Played it again. I really enjoyed it. Very heartfelt story. I love the art design. One of my favorite things about this game actually was some of the collectibles that you get actually have facts and information on and stories on the Great War, and I would just read through all those and I found those very interesting. So not only is it like a warm little game, but it's educational as well in a sense. The Playroom the Playroom, I forgot about this, 96%. So the Playroom was like the very first thing that I launched on my PS4 when I first got it, and I had popped a couple trophies. So again, in the spirit of cleaning things up, I was like, oh, I'll 100% the Playroom, and as you can see, I didn't do that. I clearly got distracted. I only have 1 trophy left. I need to finish this. Which one is it? Oh, defeat every single... Okay, yeah. Defeat every single enemy in the ninja course. Yeah. So I clearly got distracted by something and then forgot about this, and now it's sitting at 96%. So hopefully when I do this video at the end of this year, 2022, I can show this at 100%. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. NBA Live 18. I won't spend too much time on this. Just a game that I had started playing, obviously, a few years ago, and I went back and I popped some more trophies that I could pop that were within my skill range and that didn't involve the servers that are now shut down. Tales from the Borderlands, Telltale game that I think was delisted, and then I saw it come back on the store and I was like, I need to buy it because I do love the Telltale games. I'm not a big fan of Borderlands, so unfortunately this game does sit lower on my ranking of Telltale games, but it's still a solid game. Like, the story's still good. I just don't like the setting, and that's just me. I'm not saying it's a bad game. That's just me. I'm just not a big fan of Borderlands. But your typical Telltale game, if you play the game, play the story, you'll get the platinum trophy. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Again, just a game that I play for fun. And I looked at the trophy list and I said, okay, what am I capable of doing with my skill set? And I just popped those trophies and then continued forward. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. Panda Ball, this is an old platinum trophy. And actually, I'm 1 out of 6 people that have this platinum trophy on PSN profiles. And this game got delisted. And then they released DLC for it. Free DLC, but they released a new map. Well, it's not a map, it's a field because you're playing soccer or European football. But yeah, I don't understand why they released a new field on a game that's delisted. I don't understand. But I had to replay the whole thing again because I deleted my save file because I thought, well, it's delisted. There's not, like, new content's not going to come out for it. So I think just the last time I checked, it was just me and one other person that had the 100%, which I find funny. But yeah, Panda Ball. MLB The Show 21 Platinum Trophy. I just love playing MLB. I find it very relaxing. I've done 18. I'm hoping to eventually do 19 and 20. If I do, I got to get on those quickly because I think one, or if not both, have some form of online trophies with them. So, but overall, the game was great. It ran really smooth for me. I didn't have any issues. It looked really good. Batting and pitching were really smooth. They added a new pitching mechanic, which I found way more interesting to pitch with that than previous entries. So, anyways, Fall Guys Platinum Trophy. So, I finally got the Infallible Trophy, despite all the gatekeeping around it. I did do it with a giant group of people, so we went into the squads mode, and basically all the people that you're playing with help you get to the final episode, and then of course you do have to win the final episode. So I think 4 out of my 5 episodes for my Infallible Trophy were against actual other people that weren't part of the boosting squad. So I did have to actually like earn my keep and win the final episodes. So even though it's semi-boosted, I think like 95% of people that have this trophy got it in some boosting form or another, in some exploit or another, I should say. Whether it was the first one where you could exit the game and not lose your streak, or if it was during the squad mode like I did, or whether it was I think it was a week after I did the squad mode, they added private lobbies, and you were able to pop it within like 5 minutes in a private lobby. So I know people did that. So I think only probably genuinely about 5% of people that have this gold trophy have earned it 100% like on their own. And so that's why the gatekeeping around this trophy is mind-blowing to me. But I won't get into that again. I'm just glad that I got this game over and done with. Assassin's Creed Origins Platinum in 100%. I did still prefer Odyssey over this one, but this was a solid Assassin's Creed game for sure. I really loved the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC. I thought this DLC was dope. Oh, look at that. Nice little screenshot. There we go. As with, like previous Assassin's Creed games I've played, which is just Odyssey, but mostly open world games as well, as I really started to feel the fatigue towards the end, with all the side quests and having to 100% the map. I just found it very repetitive and tedious, and it got to the point where it's like, okay, it's time to finish this game and move on. Destruction AllStars. This was a PS Plus giveaway. I only have 71%. I'm really disappointed in the developers of this game, because I feel like this game had a really good potential, but it's just not getting the support it needs. It launched with 3 game modes, and now it only has 2. And all the trophies that I'm missing are relating to your hero, which is your drivers. And they all have special abilities, so you have to get takeouts with those special abilities. And most of the ones that I'm missing, you could only really do in the 3rd game mode that they've now removed. So they're super impossible to get. Like, they're pretty hard to get at this point. So I've accepted that probably won't get any further than 71% unless they add private lobbies. Just because I don't want to spend my time playing a game that's obvious that the devs aren't spending their time supporting. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate because I had a lot of fun playing this game when I did, and I think it had great potential, but something just somewhere down the line someone dropped the ball. Star Wars Republic Commando Platinum. Obviously a very old game, but I love Star Wars, so I bought it. I played it. My only issue with this game is, so you have to play it on the hard difficulty, and there were some difficulty spikes where I was just like shaking my head. There were times where I had to triple check that I was actually playing on hard because I found it so easy. And then all of a sudden there would be times where I'd be stuck for like 40 minutes in a spot and thinking to myself, what just happened from like the 4 previous missions that I just did till now? I just found the difficulty spikes extremely aggressive. If you've played this game, let me know if it's just me, or if you felt the same way. Because yeah, I found some areas just were like outrageously hard, and then some areas were like I could do them blindfolded. It was weird. It was very strange. Goat Simulator, very old platinum trophy. I started the DLC. I got distracted. So hopefully I will finish this DLC at some point in the near future. Don't want to spend too much time on it, but basically I had started the DLC and then something happened along the way. Injustice Gods Among Us, 47%. Again, this is a game just part of my cleanup where I was like, what trophies do I have the skill to get? And those trophies I went and I popped, and then that was that. I am nowhere near the skill level to get the Injustice Platinum. There's no way in heck I'm beating those online people. Some of those guys are insane. Biomutant Platinum Trophy. This is a game that I thought had a really good potential. I just felt like it was a little bare bones. I definitely think they could do a lot with the world that they created if they wanted to. The side characters were really, really, really unique and interesting and funny. There were a few issues with the game when I played it, and I played it at launch. So one of the biggest things was anytime I'd get in a fight with a group of enemies, which was frequently because you'd never really come across a single enemy. They were always in groups. I would get an insane frame rate drop, like insane, to the point where it was almost unplayable. So I don't know if they've fixed that since then. I would assume they have, but I'm just not sure. If they have, I do still recommend this game if you can find it for a reasonable price. I hope they make a second one, or I hope they make a new game within this world and kind of expand upon it and give it the legs that it deserves, because I definitely think there's potential within this game and in this world that they've created. So, Job Simulator, Platinum Trophy. It's a PSVR game. You're doing different jobs. You're at an office, one you're at a convenience store, one you're at a car wash, and one you're a chef. So you're just doing funny, goofy things. It's a good time. It's only a couple hours. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I do have Vacation Simulator in my backlog. I'm looking forward to that. I had a lot of fun playing Job Simulator. A Plague Tale, Innocence. Very good story. Story was great. I loved. Oh my god! Look at all these. They're all black. All these screenshots are black. What's going on? Oh my gosh. Here we go. What was I saying now? Oh, the story was good. I really loved the stealth mechanics. Unfortunately, I just couldn't enjoy this game as much as I wanted to because I didn't realize that there was going to be as much animal gore as there was, or any really, and it was quite graphic, and that's just something I'm personally very sensitive with, so I found it very hard to play through and sit and look at that stuff. If you don't have that kind of issue, then that's totally fine. You'll enjoy this game, but I don't think I'll be able to play the second one, unfortunately, unless that kind of thing has been dimmed down, which I doubt it will be, to be honest. But yeah, it was just something I'm extremely sensitive about, and I wasn't expecting, and there was quite a bit of it, and so I found it really hard to stomach at times, and that just unfortunately made the experience unpleasant for me. Infamous First Light. I didn't enjoy Second Son. The reason why I picked up Infamous First Light is because I was looking for a couple of shorter titles to platinum during a charity stream a 12-hour charity stream that I did this year. So this was one of them, and actually I was pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed this game. I enjoyed it 10 times more than I did Second Son. The arena part of this game was an absolute blast. Fetch's abilities are definitely a lot more fun than what's his name, Desmond, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while, but yeah, I enjoyed these abilities more. I enjoyed the arena challenges. Yeah, I just think it was a solid game. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. What a beautiful game, I say as I open up a blurry screenshot. Okay, well, oh, for goodness sake. Here we go. Well, it's kind of, but this game is gorgeous. If you get a PS5 in the future, or if you have one and you haven't picked this game up yet, what are you doing? Pick up this game. It's beautiful. It's so much fun. I don't think that this game has any faults, and I was actually quite surprised to see that it didn't win as much at the Game Awards as I thought it was going to. I really thought Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was going to like sweep at the Game Awards, and it didn't. So that doesn't like make it any less of a good game. It was fantastic. I'm looking forward to future Ratchet and Clank titles, because this was just a blast. If I could platinum this game again, I would. Maybe hopefully a PS6 port. I don't know. But yeah, I would really like to play this game again. Platinum it again. Control, the PS4 version. So earlier in the list we saw the PS5 version. I loved it so much I went and did the PS4 version. So this one's platinumed and 100%ed as well. My second time around, I still did not like the Foundation DLC. Everything else still was a blast to play the second time around. No complaints. Watch Dogs Legion, platinum, but no 100% because this wasn't a very good game. I was very disappointed. I experienced lots of little bugs, typical, what I would consider typical Ubisoft bugs. Nothing game breaking, but definitely like annoying to notice. Like my character would get stuck in an animation. Like I could still move him, but he would get stuck in an animation. So I'd be walking down the street, and he'd be like weirdly moving his arm and like taking his weapon in and out, in and out, in and out. So just little things like that. The story wasn't that great, to be honest. Yeah, there's not much to say. I don't know how they made London feel boring. I really don't. And the reason why I was interested in this game is because of the whole concept of you can recruit anybody into your game, or into your team, and play as them, and they all have different abilities. Well, if you walk around London enough, you'll notice that the abilities get repeated. So it's not like there are a million different people. They're basically the same 10 NPCs, just skin, like different skin, different name, different occupation, but they have the same abilities essentially. And then on top of that, having that mechanic in the game led the game to have no main character, which it just felt empty at that point. So resistance mode I'm not going to do, because that's just basically a new game plus on like resistance difficulty, and I'm not interested. Again, not spending my time anymore playing games that don't interest me. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, a platinum trophy. I'm ashamed to admit that I did this all in one sitting, which was like 12 hours. But it was just one of those games that was like easygoing, and I could kind of get lost in it, and I obviously did. Yeah, you're just playing a bunch of Summer Olympic Games, doing various things in them. That's about it. It's not hard. There are some online trophies that I was able to do by myself because I have 2 PlayStations. But if you don't, you will need a friend or a boosting partner just to get a couple of them done. They don't take very long to do. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled 55%. Sorry. Again, I looked at the trophies that I could get with my skill set. I popped them. I think there's a couple more that I could still get, which I'll try to do. But I don't think I'll ever get this platinum. I never grew up with Crash Team Racing, and for some reason, I'm really struggling with getting the boosting down pat. Maybe I'll watch a couple YouTube videos and see if somebody can explain it to me in a way that I can understand. But I just can never hold a boost for very long. So, it is what it is. I'm okay with that. That's fine. It's a great game. I still enjoy like going in and playing races every now and again. Never online though. Never against online people. But yeah. Beat Saber Platinum Trophy. This is by far my most proud platinum to date. This is an 8 out of 10 difficulty on PSN profiles, and this is very like physically dependent. Like it's a VR game, like, and you're moving around. And as somebody who, you know, like struggles with their weight, I honestly didn't think that this was going to be possible. I just bought it because people talk about Beat Saber, and I knew I was going to enjoy it, and it was something that I wanted to play. I don't always buy games just to platinum them. I play games that I want to play, whether I think I'm going to get a platinum in them or not. So I didn't set out to get this, but as I continued to play, I played this game for over a year. As I continued to play, I got a little better at it. For the SS rank on any level on expert difficulty without any modifiers, I definitely thought this was going to be the platinum breaking trophy for me. But one night I just hopped on, and I all of a sudden noticed that my ranking was flickering from S to SS, and I had never seen that before. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it my all on this song that I've practiced for like almost this entire year now. And within the third attempt, I got it, and I was like, holy shit, this platinum's obtainable. And I think I got the platinum the next day. There's a couple of things I had to clean up, but yeah, I'm very proud of this. Very proud of this. By far my hardest platinum to date. Overcooked All You Can Eat again, but the PS4 version. I loved the PS5 version so much. I went and bought the PS4 version, played the PS4 version. So I have the platinum for that one. Resident Evil 2 Platinum. Ironically, this is my second most proudest platinum. I got my top two platinums in the same year, which is insane. But again, like, I don't do well with horror games. I never thought I could do a Resident Evil game, especially with all the playthroughs that are required. The speed runs, I'm not great at speed running. But towards the end of playing this game, I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the restrictions that the trophies put on you. Like, my favorite run I did out of the 7 runs that I did to get this platinum trophy was the one where I wasn't allowed to use an item box. Like, I had a blast playing that, and it was to the point where I've hopped on a couple times after getting this, and I have just done a random like quick speed run with like Claire B, which is insane. I never thought I'd go back and play a horror game for fun, but here we are. I also really enjoyed doing the Grim Reaper trophy. I found it really challenging. Yeah, I definitely recommend this game if you haven't played Resident Evil 2. What a fantastic game. Great game. I don't have the 100% because I can't get this trophy. I don't have the skill for this one. Basically, you're stuck in like a convenience store and waves, like hordes of zombies are coming in. And it's just too much of a small space for me. I get a little panicky. But maybe I'll give it a go again in 2022. But I gave it a pretty solid go after I completed the main game, the base game, and I just I didn't have it at the time. Terminator Resistance Platinum, and I totally forgot they released DLC for this, so I need to do this DLC. But this game is just so. Honestly, I bought it because I'm a big Terminator fan. I bought the physical edition from Limited Run Games. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. There are missable trophies, so you do have to be aware of that. My issue is them releasing DLC for this. They've only released the DLC for certain versions of the game. So, like, how important is this DLC to the story if you're only releasing it for certain versions of the game? You know what I mean? And I'm in the boat where I hate DLC that doesn't serve purpose, like that in my opinion doesn't serve purpose. And I'm just wondering how much of a purpose this DLC can serve if you're not releasing it for all versions of the game. That's just me, but I guess I'll have to buy it and 100% it because I want this game at 100%. So I'll wait till the DLC goes on sale. BoxVR. This game is so frustrating, mainly because the tracking is really off on it, and there's this one trophy here. I have to hit every Q in 10 different classes, and this is a workout game, by the way. Like, this is a boxing workout game. So these classes are 10, 15, 25 minutes long, and you're hitting these Qs, but for some reason the game like misses one punch, like tracking one punch, and you have to start all over, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. And I've tried like various camera setups so that it can see my whole body and me punching, but it's not tracking correctly. So I don't know what's going on there, but I did pop a couple of trophies this year. I started this game in 2020. I don't know if I'll be able to platinum it just because the tracking is so bad. The Flame in the Flood. Interesting little indie game. I'm only at 57%, honestly, because I completely forgot about this game up till now. Yeah, that seems to be a running theme during this video, but I need to go back and play this. I can only do like 1 or 2 runs at a time, and then I'm like, okay, I need to like get off and move on. But I do really love the art style. It is an interesting game. You're basically on a raft, and you go from island to island collecting survival supplies and crafting things, and you just have to survive till you get to the end, essentially. Or survive as long as possible if you're playing the other mode, which is like survive or something. What is it called? Endless mode. So yeah, I need to finish this. I do enjoy it. A good friend recommended it to me, so I would like to get it done. It's just something that I honestly completely blanked on. I totally forgot about it. Nickelodeon Kart Racers Platinum Trophy. A very bare bones kart racing game, like extremely bare bones. I would not recommend this game. The only reason why I played it, and if you're new to the channel, the only reason why I play a lot of kart racers is because they just remind me of my childhood, and sometimes we just need that hit of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do like kart racers, like the worse they are, the better, because they remind me of playing really shitty kart racers on like the Nintendo 64 back in the day. But this game was just really bad. It was really bare bones is what it was. It was like the same 4 tracks, and you have to complete all the cups, so you're playing these tracks like 30 times. There's no voice acting in it. The power-ups are pretty basic. Yeah, Nickelodeon Kart Racers. Life is Strange, True Colors. Definitely my favorite Life is Strange game to date. Really enjoyed it. Really loved how grounded it was, grounded in reality, even though Alex does still have powers, abilities. But it was definitely the most grounded Life is Strange game to date, in my opinion. It didn't feel out there. It didn't feel like anything was in there for shock value. There was one like minor part of the story that just felt like a little bit like too on the nose. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to give it away, obviously. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this game much more. Haven, the little town that you're hanging out in, is beautiful. You can walk around in it, and there was one chapter where you're participating in a lark, which I just had an absolute blast playing. Like, I did not want that chapter to end, but yeah, Life is Strange True Colors, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely the best one that's been released so far, in my opinion. Oh yeah, another nice screenshot. Oh, another one. Oh, another one. But yeah, Life is Strange True Colors. Really enjoyed this game. NHL 19 at 61%. Again, not going to spend a lot of time on it. Just a game that I've played in the past, so it was already on my profile that I looked at the trophies. I said, okay, what can I finish here? What can I pop? And I popped a few. I still can get a few more. They're just grindy, so I'm working away at them. But yeah, like winning the Stanley Cup and Be a Pro mode, like I have my Be a Pro character in progress, but I just haven't gotten to a Stanley Cup game yet, so working on it. Dirt 5 Platinum, no 100%. I started the DLC, but all this is paid DLC, and I bought this Wild Spirits one, and I realized it's just basically the base game reskinned, and I don't know if that just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't want to pay extra money for the same content, just in different colors. That's basically how it felt. So it was, I don't know. I've never played a Dirt game before. I wasn't really that impressed with it, to be honest. I didn't enjoy it as much. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. But if you have EA Play and you're interested, it's available there. Or actually, it was just given out, or it will be given out for PS Plus. So you can play it for free if you want. Dying Light Platinum at 86%. Another game that I forgot to finish the DLC on. Oh boy. But I did play this game with my good friends Lawless Llama and Vigilant Crow. Had a blast doing this base game with them. So I do need to finish the DLC. I think they both finished their DLCs, so I need to get that done. I love Dying Light. I played it when it first came out, so this was like a cleanup. But I did play through the whole story again with those guys, because I didn't have my save file anyways. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Dying Light 2. I hope they fixed... I find sometimes when I'm parkouring on this game, I get a little motion sickness. So I'm hoping they fixed that. But other than that, great game to play with friends. Really fantastic. I need to finish this DLC in 2022. Oh, there's so much DLC I have to play this year. It Takes Two Platinum. I cannot recommend this game enough. This game was so much fun. I played this with one of my longtime, very good friends. We had an absolute blast playing this game. And I think we powered through this and played it like, we got the platinum within 2 hours. It was just a lot of fun. I hope they make another one. Or I hope EA just continues to make these really awesome co-op experiences. I'm super happy and a little shocked that it won Game of the Year at the Game Awards, but well deserving. Like, if you have a friend or family member that you can play this game with, please do. I guarantee you it's going to be a lot more fun playing with somebody that you know than just finding a random person in a boosting session to play with. So if you can play it with somebody that you know and somebody that you'll have fun playing with, I can't wait to play through this game again with, like, with family members, just on the couch co-op. Like, I had a lot of fun playing this. All the crazy thing about this game is, I know I said earlier, like, games sometimes fall under the curse of feeling repetitive towards the end, because there is only so much you can do in a game. But this game never felt repetitive. Every level was different and felt fresh and new, and it was just, what a solid experience. Solid experience. Apex Legends, 94%. I have one more trophy. It's the damned legendary helmet and body armor, and I actually came close once. I had the helmet, I think, and my teammate, my teammate had downed somebody that had the body armor on them, and I was looting their death box, and I was literally just about to press X to equip it, and my teammate snagged it from me, and I was like, no. So I'm hoping that I can get this at some point, but randoms don't want to share their legendary armor online, and I understand why. You don't know me from anybody. You don't know if I'm trustworthy, but hopefully I'll find somebody that is very trusting and will let me wear it for 2 seconds to pop my trophy, and then they can have both the helmet and body armor for the rest of the match anyways. So yeah, Apex, I really want to get this done. Minecraft, won Platinum 100%. Very old Platinum. One of my first Platinums before I even started trophy hunting. But look at all this DLC 100%ed. Woo! 13 expansion packs, finally at 100%. I'm very happy that this is finally cleaned up. Minecraft, please stop releasing DLC. Enough is enough. Speaking of enough is enough, Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Again, is this a newer Platinum? When did I get this? Oh yeah, 2021. Again, a game that I played with my good friends Lawless Llama and Vigilant Crow. I had fun playing the base game, but then they started releasing, look at all this DLC that they released, and all this DLC is paid for. I had to pay for all this. And look, it's like one trophy, because every DLC is just a new map that they've released, and it's like, you're kicking a dead horse here. Like, enough is enough. Let it rest, you know? Like, you're milking me dry. Like, I just want to move on from this game. Please, no more DLC for this game. Please. Like, the DLC has ruined this game for me. Like, I enjoyed the base game so much, but I'm just, every time I see this DLC pop up, I'm like, and I have to download it again and 100% it again. It's just exhausting. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Platinum at 95%. Here's the thing. I was really looking forward to Assassin's Creed Valhalla so much, and I cannot express to you the amount of disappointment I have with my experience with this game. I know my experience is not the majority of people's experience with this game, but it is still my experience, and therefore that's all I have to go on. I'm not exaggerating when I say I experienced a bug once every hour, at least once every hour. And I'm not talking about little bugs where in a cutscene somebody's hair is moving, or I'm playing Orlog and there's an arrow stuck in my arm. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally ground-breaking, like game-breaking bugs where it halted my progress in one form or another. I was falling through the ground, and I was getting teleported into the sky and then falling to my death. I was getting teleported into random objects and getting stuck there and then having to reload a previous save because I couldn't fast travel or anywhere out of those spots. What else? Oh, and story NPCs weren't moving to their next point. It would say follow so-and-so, and then that NPC was just stuck sitting there or walking into a wall or something. Like, all these things are situations that happened that I had to then load my previous save before then and play up until that point again and hope that that bug didn't happen again. And I played this game for 120 hours. So even if we rounded up one of those bugs every 2 hours, which it was more frequent than that, but let's just, for argument's sake, say it was once every 2 hours, that's still 60 bugs, 60 times I had to backtrack in this game because something deterred my progress. Like, so I hope you can understand the frustration that comes with that. It was an absolute nightmare, and I'm so disappointed to the point where I don't know if I want to finish this DLC. Like, it even happened in the DLC with these mastery challenges. The first one, it took me like a good hour to get to the point where I was going to get a gold medal, and I was at the final boss. And the final boss throws me into a wall, and I clip into the wall, and I get stuck in it, and I had to start over again. Like, that's just such a frustrating experience to invest time and money into a game, and then that's your experience with it. So again, I know this is not everyone's experience. Like, I have friends that have played this game and they had absolutely none of these issues, but for some reason I just experienced a minimum of 60 bugs 60 times where I had to load a previous save and start over. Like, extremely frustrating and disappointing. In Sound Mind, Platinum Trophy. This is an indie game. It's another horror game. I tried to play a few horror games this year and step out of my box and kind of be less scared. This game was really interesting. The graphics aren't that great, but the concept is there. So you're playing as a psychologist, and you're finding these tapes of previous patients you've had, and each tape sends you into like a little world, basically involving or created around the thing that patient came to see you for. So their fears and their insecurities and things like that, and you having to play through those tapes and help basically put the patient to rest, essentially help them overcome their fears or their anxieties or their insecurities. And I thought that was really, really interesting. There are quite a few missable trophies. All the collectibles are semi-missable. I'll say semi-missable. So you're collecting pills, and so there's pills in all these tapes. So if you miss a pill in a tape, there's no chapter select. You can go back to the tape, but you have to play through the whole tape again. So you do get an item early on. I won't tell you what it is, but you do get an item early on in the game that will help you locate collectibles. So as long as you're using it frequently, you should be okay. There was only a time, like there was only 5 times where I had to actively look something up because I did not know where it was. And aside from that, everything else was pretty straightforward. Steep, 69%. I'm almost there. This is a game that I was cleaning up, that I played a long time ago, and then after this game, just because of my Assassin's Creed experience, I'm gonna be done with Ubisoft games. I only have like 11 gold medals left to do for the challenges out of 115, so I have to do those, and I have to finish the mountain stories, and that's it. So I'm there. I'm almost there. Well, hopefully in 2022 I can get that done. The medium platinum trophy. See, another horror game, and this was a fantastic game. The story was really interesting. The concept of kind of being in the spirit world and in the living world at the same time were really cool. It kind of gave me like Silent Hill vibes in that sense of like 2 planes taking up the same space at the same time. The main, I don't want to say the word villain because that sounds weird, but I guess the main monster in this game was super creepy. Really intriguing. If you're gonna play this game, play it. Let me know what you think of the main monster in this game, and then go look up who voices the main monster, and I think you'd be surprised like I was, for sure. Because there was one point, like, this monster says the absolute most grotesque things to you, and at one point it just said a line, and I was like, who was the poor soul that had to say these lines? And I looked it up and I was shocked because I didn't recognize their voice. So if you end up playing this game and then end up looking it up and you end up being shocked, let me know. Come back to this video, let me know in the comments down below on a scale of 1 to 10 how shocked you were when you discovered who voices that character. But a great game. I don't want to tell you what it's about, but I highly recommend it. Fantastic game. Accounting Plus Platinum Trophy. This is a VR game. This is a game, it's like a 2-hour platinum. The reason why I didn't enjoy it is because I have like sensory sensitivity issues, and this game was just too bright for me, and it was too loud. There was a lot of like yelling and screaming, and to have that in VR was just very overstimulating for me. So I wasn't able to really enjoy these 2 hours. But again, it is a quick platinum trophy, and it's got all golds if you're a kind of person that cares about that. Yeah. A Minecraft addition to, these are just more expansion packs like DLC that they've put into a second trophy list. So I've got those done. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Platinum Trophy. This is another game, like my top 5 games of the year that I played. What a fantastic game. I'm not a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but I loved this version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought the character models for this game were really cool. The story was really interesting. I always thought when I went into this game that this was an open world game, but it's not. It's very linear, so that was just a bonus for me. The abilities were cool. The story was solid story. I hope they continue. I hope they make a second one because I really enjoyed my time with it. This is another game that I consumed in like a short period of time. I just devoured it. It was great fun. Killing Floor 2, old Platinum Trophy, but they keep putting out DLC as well. But the thing with Killing Floor versus like Zombie Army 4 is all this post-launch content is free, and it takes me 10 minutes to do. I play a game on their new map, I find their little hidden objects on that map, and then I finish off the round and I'm done. It takes me usually less than 10 minutes, but up to 10 minutes to find the 10 items. And I just think that's how you do DLC, you know? So here we're getting towards the end of the year where I started some big grindy games and I haven't finished them yet. So hopefully when I do this video at the end of 2022, these games will have platinum trophies. So the first one is Back 4 Blood. I'm at 82%. I basically just need to finish Act 3 on Veteran, and then I need to finish Acts 1, 2, 3, and 4 on Nightmare. So I need to find a group to do that. And then I just need to finish my 53,000 written kills, and I think I'm at 23,000, so I'm sure I'll get very close, if not finish that, before I'm even done Nightmare difficulty. But yeah, I'm very confident that I can get this done if I can get a group together that can communicate well and that can pick characters and builds that complement each other, and we can just get it done. So I'm really looking forward to eventually having this platinum trophy. Battlefield 2042, it's at 76%. Again, it's just a very grindy game that I started towards the end of the year here, so I haven't been able to finish it before making this video. But this is another one that I will eventually get. It's just a matter of time. It's very grindy. It's definitely not my favorite Battlefield. I find there's not a lot of content compared to previous entries. Not a big fan of the Hazard Zone. I'm a little worried about the Hazard Zone trophies, actually, because I recently read on the forums that people were having a hard time finding games. And if that's the case, I really hope EA allows us to play it in private lobbies, because if that game mode becomes dead and there's like 4 trophies associated with it, I'll be very upset. It'll just be a pain in the ass to find a boosting group, because it's like a BR, it's like Counter-Strike and a Battle Royale mixed together. And you're playing, it's like you versus, like, it's your team or your squad versus several other squads. It's not like 1v1, it's like 1v8. So you need like a decent amount of people, I think, to fill up a lobby. So I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But Battlefield 2042, hopefully I'll have this done at the end of 2022 as well. And the final platinum trophy that I got this year was Deathloop, another game that really surprised me. When this game was first released, I was not interested, to be honest. And then as more people started to play it, more people I knew started to play it, I started hearing really good things about it. I became more and more intrigued, and it went on sale, and I thought, why not? Why not? I picked it up, and yeah, I had a blast playing this game. Once you're able to go in and out of loops and kind of take out people in certain ways, I found that the most interesting than doing the actual what they call leads, which would basically just be like the story missions. I found those quite boring because it was just you gathering the information that you'd need to eventually break a loop, right? I don't want to get into too much detail because of spoilers, but after getting all that information and you being able to go in and out of maps and stuff and just kind of do what you want, that's what I found the most fun. But yeah, so I highly recommend this game. And that was it for the year 2021. In terms of 2022, I don't think I've ever done this at the end of a video, like the previous 2 videos that I've done for these, but I want to kind of put my 2022 goals out there. Hopefully this will help me complete them a little bit more. So my goals for 2022, I have quite a few, are to remove the rest of the E ranks off my PSN profile. I think I have like 7 left. Get a PSN profile completion of 85%, so we're almost there. It's just a couple more games. A total of 165 platinums. I'm at 156 now. Usually I make this goal every year, but it's much bigger. But I am going back to school next year, and I do have a lot of like 100 plus hour games in my backlog. So I wanted to make that goal smaller and more obtainable. And then if I exceed past it, then I exceed past it. So also complete 3 100 plus hour games that I have in my backlog. Get a total of 125 ultra rare trophies on PSN profiles. Again, something that I'm not normally into, but I just thought it would be a fun little goal to try to work towards. I think I'm at 109 right now. And then what I call my bonus goals, or like smaller goals, complete 3 Lego games, 3 DLC cleanups for games that are already on my list. So probably a lot of games that you saw here today. Possibly get an Arkham Platinum, a Batman Arkham Platinum. I hope. I love those games, but I'm just so crap at them. And complete 5 VR games, because I have a bunch of VR games in my backlog. I don't play as much VR as I want to, because every time I boot it up, I find myself on Beat Saber. So hopefully these goals will help me play some interesting games in 2022. If you have any trophy goals or any gaming goals for the year, let me know in the comments section down below. Let me know what your favorite game was that you played this year, or what your favorite platinum was, or what game you're looking forward to the most in 2022. Let me know all that stuff down in the comments down below, and I hope to see more of you guys in this coming year. And that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out, and happy gaming.